Michael Douglas, the legendary actor known for his roles in Wall Street and Fatal Attraction, has just been escorted off the set of The Kelly Clarkson Show following an explosive on-air confrontation that left the studio audience stunned and social media in absolute chaos. What started as a seemingly lighthearted promotional interview for his new Netflix limited series quickly spiraled into a tense exchange when Kelly Clarkson, ever the candid host, asked Douglas about his views on the current state of Hollywood and the so-called cancel culture that has dominated headlines for years. Douglas, who has never been one to mince words, leaned forward in his chair, his trademark intensity flashing in his eyes, and began what many are now calling one of the most uncomfortable 5 minutes in daytime television history. The 81-year-old Oscar winner didn't hold back, accusing certain segments of the industry of hypocrisy and claiming that younger generations were too quick to judge the behavior of past decades without understanding context. Clarkson, visibly taken aback but maintaining her professional composure, attempted to steer the conversation toward a more neutral topic. But Douglas pressed on, raising his voice slightly as he referenced specific high-profile cases that he felt had been mishandled by the court of public opinion rather than actual courts of law. Crew members could be seen exchanging nervous glances while the live audience sat in pin-drop silence. The turning point came when Clarkson, in her signature empathetic yet direct style, gently pushed back, saying that while she respected Douglas's long career and the era he came from, she personally believed that accountability was necessary no matter when the alleged incidents occurred. That remark appeared to strike a nerve. Douglas interrupted her mid-sentence, his face tightening as he declared that this kind of moral rewriting of history was exactly why many veteran actors no longer felt comfortable speaking openly anymore. The exchange grew noticeably heated, voices overlapped, and for several seconds neither star backed down. Behind the cameras, producers were reportedly signaling frantically for a commercial break, but the segment was running long, and the control room seemed paralyzed by the unfolding drama. Clarkson tried once more to diffuse the tension with humor, joking that they should agree to disagree before Twitter cancels both of us. But Douglas did not laugh. Instead, he removed his microphone pack, placed it on the coffee table between them, and stood up, announcing live on air that he didn't come here to be lectured by someone who wasn't even born when I was already winning Academy Awards. Gasps rippled through the audience as security personnel began moving toward the stage area. Kelly Clarkson, clearly trying to salvage the situation, stood as well and extended her hand, thanking Douglas for his time and wishing him success with the new project. Douglas shook her hand briefly but offered no smile, muttering something inaudible to the studio microphone as he walked offset. Within seconds, the floor director called for an immediate commercial, and the show's famous cover song opening for the next segment was hastily replaced with a pre-taped performance while the crew figured out how to fill the remaining 15 minutes of live television. Backstage, eyewitnesses later reported that Douglas was calmly escorted to his dressing room to collect his belongings and then directly to the parking garage without further incident. Meanwhile, Clarkson returned to her mark after the break, her usual megawatt smile just a touch dimmer, and addressed the elephant in the room head-on. Well, folks, sometimes conversations get passionate, and that's okay. We don't always have to agree, but we can always respect each other. The live audience gave her a standing ovation, though the applause felt more like relief than celebration. By the time the episode finished airing on the East Coast, clips were already spreading like wildfire across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. The hashtag #MichaelDouglas walkout trended worldwide within 20 minutes, accompanied by slow-motion replays of the microphone removal and endless memes comparing the moment to Gordon Gekko storming out of a boardroom. Comment sections exploded with polarized takes. Some praised Douglas for speaking truth to power and refusing to bow to what they called woke censorship, while others accused the actor of being out of touch and unable to handle even mild pushback from a younger female host. Kelly Clarkson's name also trended separately under #WeStandWithKelly, with fans applauding her grace under pressure and pointing out that she never raised her voice or insulted Douglas personally. Within an hour, publicists for both stars were in full crisis mode. Douglas's team released a short statement saying the actor stands by his comments but regrets if anyone was offended. while Clarkson's representatives emphasized that the show welcomes diverse viewpoints and that the exchange was a spontaneous moment of honest television. Late-night hosts wasted no time jumping on the controversy. By evening, Stephen Colbert had already aired a cold open parody featuring ranting old Hollywood legends being escorted off colorful talk show sets, while Jimmy Kimmel devoted his entire monologue to ranking top 10 most awkward daytime TV meltdowns, placing the Douglas-Clarkson clash at number 1 because at least Roseanne had the decency to wait until she was off the air. News outlets that normally cover entertainment in passing suddenly treated the incident like a major political scandal, with talking heads debating whether Douglas's walkout was a principled stand or the tantrum of a privileged star unable to evolve with the times. Meanwhile, Netflix executives monitoring the fallout reportedly breathed a sigh of relief when advanced streaming numbers for Douglas's new series spiked dramatically. Nothing drives viewership quite like controversy. Industry insiders whispered that booking agents were already being warned that the actor's future talk show appearances might come with extra stipulations about pre-approved questions and topics.